Hi, I'm Oliver, age 24.
And I'm Malford.
And this is the Worlds Adrift Show.
Recently, I sat down with Jack, senior artist on Worlds Adrift, to ask him some of your questions about sky whales.
Let's watch that video now.
Okay, first question. Someone wanted to know basically a little bit about sky whale behaviour, if there's anything you can kind of talk about that. They want to know if you can kind of grapple onto them, whether they're going to notice.
Yeah. So, I mean, in terms of the actual behaviour, they're kind of just big, gentle giants. They're not particularly aggressive. They're probably not even going to notice the players unless you really annoy them. You'll be able to land on them, be able to grapple on them. They're big physical objects, so all of that will still apply. They kind of live below the clouds, like in this kind of abyss. So you're kind of only going to see them for like glimpses, at least at the beginning of the game. And they're going to be quite a rare sight as well. So yeah, that's kind of the general behaviour of them.
So are these whales going to be kind of ready to go for the next playtest?
I don't think they will be. The beetles and the manta rays are the ones we're concentrating on at the moment because they've got quite an interlinked ecosystem. Like the manta rays hunt the beetles and the beetles eat the tree stuff. So sky whales are a little bit separate. So I think we're going to wait until the other bits are ready first.
Mm-hmm. Somebody wants to know a little bit about eggs. Because eggs, as we know, are fuel.
And vice versa.
Yeah, someone's asking basically if the whales are responsible for laying those eggs, or if it's the manta rays.
So no, like we don't have any plans for egg-laying whales at the moment. But potentially they will give birth and kind of have a sort of life cycle like the other creatures. All the eggs come from the manta rays.
Yeah.
So that's where you get your fuel in the game. Yeah.
And did you design the manta rays too?
It was kind of a joint effort between myself and Dan, the concept artist. So Dan Dan pretty much owned the manta rays. The sky whale was more of a collaboration. And that was a case of we had some ideas of animals that we liked, and we wanted to take elements from them. And and then it was loads of silhouettes. We got loads of concept art, and it's slowly progressed towards where we are at the moment.
So someone was asking what's next for creatures. They're suggesting a sky goat or perhaps a sky bread.
We should have both of those in the game. Definitely.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Goat and bread.
Goat and bread flying in the sky.
So Jack, how long does it normally take you to create a model like the sky whale?
So sky whale is crazy big. So the amount of detail compared to all the other creatures is off the scale. So it's taking a long old time. I think probably I've spent about a week and a half on it so far, just sculpting stuff in ZBrush. So all the little details like barnacles and stuff and all this crazy stuff. So usually they wouldn't take that long, but there's still, after that, there's the low poly texturing and then rigging, animating. So it is a pipeline, and there'll probably be about 3 or 4 people involved in that. So it's a big job.
How does that compare to like the manta ray, for example?
Manta ray was, so manta ray is probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks to have the model completely done with the texture. But that's, it's just complexity. Like the amount of detail on that is so much less because of its size and stuff. Yeah.
So you briefly touched on pipeline there. Once you kind of made the model, how does it work then? How does it actually get into the game?
So it would, from after that stage, it would then go to rigging, which is essentially creating a skeleton inside the creature. And then the skeleton gets linked up to the model so that as you move joints, all the limbs will move in the right way and deform properly. And then animation is the next stage. And then after that, it's the bit which I can't understand anymore, which is where the coders just are like, let's make this actually fly around. So it's like the AI gets linked up at the end and stuff.
Tell us a little bit about your inspiration for the sky whale.
Cool. So Luke, our designer, he kind of came up with the original pitch for it. It was just like a sky whale, just like this huge behemoth in the sky that is kind of gentle. It's not a predator. But then in terms of like the visuals of that, me and Dan kind of looked at, like we're really into biology and like different animals and stuff. So we found these cute like axolotl, like kind of frilled salamanders. We really like them. Like lobsters, we looked at different kind of sea life. And then it was just a case of taking elements from different ones, like joining them together, making sure that it felt believable as a creature. So the anatomy is still based on actual creatures. And then, yeah, Skywell probably had the longest development of concepts, but I think it's the one I'm proudest of, because I just think it feels original, but it doesn't feel over-designed. And I mean, I'm sure other people will be the judge of that, but yeah, it's my favourite creature for sure.
Thank you very much, Jack.
It's all right, thank you, Matt.
I hope you've enjoyed our conversation.
I have, I loved it.
That's good. Yeah. This week's blog is about alliances.
How they work, what they are, and what they mean for you as a player.
Check out the description to find out more.
The creative writing competition is now closed and we'll be announcing the winners really soon.
Thanks to everyone who entered. We've got loads and loads to read through and we're really looking forward to it. The forum topic of the week is the definitions game started by Dread Pirate Tuco.
Basically, the first person posts a made-up word and the next person has to define that world within Worlds Adrift.
It's really fun, you should check it out.
This week's Alliance of the Week is The Library, founded by forum member Klingbeetle.
They're basically like historians, so they're recording everything that happens in Worlds Adrift. They're free to go off and join other alliances as long as they don't forget that their main goal is to record what happens.
Do you have any questions for the code team?
If you do, leave them in the comments and we'll ask them next week. Did you enjoy this video? If you did, make sure you subscribe for more.
And sign up to the forums for all of the latest news on the community and the game.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.